We'll keep it in December. We'll keep the weather clear. And we should jump in and get started. Tea and Biscuits, hello. Monkey, audio is good. East Midlands Railway fan, why can I hear Messenger? Yeah, Mum Row's phone was going off. Apologies for that. All phones on silent, please, in the streaming room. It is on silent. It is now. Cole Button, good evening. I may have said a good evening already, but good evening again. Chinook, good morning where you are. Good evening from us. East Midland Railway fan, I would join you if I had the Cross City line route. One of my favourite routes on the game. I don't play it often enough, but it is one of my favourite routes in the game. Like I say, it does hold a special place in my heart because it's where I started playing Open BV on the Cross City line. So there we go. So here we are, Class 323. And look at that. Regional Railways. Now, I don't kind of know the connection between... Let's give you some game audio. I don't kind of know the connection between Regional Railways and Centro. I knew we had, like, Central Trains. I know it's like Centro's like the Central Trains Metro. So someone kind of have to explain that to me in the chat. But, yeah, there we go. 323. Centro livery. Lovely machine. We'll have a few flyby shots and stuff as we go along. One of the things I have noticed is, if we go inside, we still have the London North West Railway branding. Not London North West branding, the West Midlands Railway. Come on, get your tox sorted out. Yeah, so the inside of it is still in West Midlands. It's only the outside that's been sorted out, which is a little bit disappointing. Would have been nice to have the whole train done, but never mind. Never mind. It is what it is. So let's get this thing set up. Let's get our safety systems on. AWS in, and PASCOM is normal. Vigilance normal. DSD normal. Sit down in the driver's seat. Key in. Into neutral, and we are doors on the right hand side. Oh, that's right, I have to put my door key in here, don't I? Otherwise I can't close the doors. We put the passenger lights on, that's always a good thing to do. And our headlights are already set. We've got GSMR to play with as well, which is always good. Rob says Centro was original West Midlands Authority combined. Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. 2 Romeo 17, wait until 0809 for departure. Where's my TPWS? Yeah, I believe to get the TPWS. What? What just happened? We have a teddy bear. I did not know we could do that. That is cool. Okay. I'm trying to get to the TPWS switch. To the normal position. We've got to have a teddy bear in the cab. That is cool. We're having that. We're having that. Ben Davis, Merry Christmas to all. Indeed, Merry Christmas to all, Ben. We are off. Let me know, guys, if you need the game audio up or down, or whatever you need done with it.
Hogwarts Legacy, the must-play game on everyone's wishlist, is now available on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PC.
Already speeding. Oh, excuse me. Starting as we need to go on there. Okay, so station-wise, we will be stopping at Four Oaks, Sutton Coldfield, Wild Green, Chester Road, Erdington, Gravelly Hill, Aston, Duddeston, Birmingham New Street, Five Ways, University, Selly Oak, Bourneville, Kings, Norton, Northfield, Longbridge, Barnt Green, Alf Church and Redditch. That was an epic fail because when I said Bourneville, I should have got chocolate. But there we go. Okay, so someone has just said, rightly so in the chat, and I'm just trying to find the comment because I did pick it up. W4LT, isn't this representative of the repainted modern unit, hence the West Midlands Railway branding? Yeah, I believe you might be right there. I believe you might be right. I do remember reading that there was a, or still is, a branded, Centro branded 323 going around. So yeah, I believe it may well be. Hunslet the Bear, yes. Is it Hunslet or Huntley? I can't remember now. Hunslet. Nice, nice. Lawrence, are you working over the Christmas period? So, Christmas Eve I'm working. Christmas Day I have off, thanks to some skillful negotiation with my roster manager. Boxing Day I am currently spare, which means at the moment I'm not required, but I've got to be available within 24 hours notice. So if we get to Christmas Day and they still haven't said they need me, then I've got Boxing Day off as well. Chinnock, game audio up just a bit. We can absolutely do that. That is not a problem at all. Like I say, guys, do let me know if you want the levels tweaking. All feedback is good feedback. JB Video, Hunslet, named after the famous Leeds depot Hunslet Loco Works. Lovely time of day to be driving on this route as well. One thing Train Sim World does do very well is the lighting. I don't like the lighting during the day. At peak lighting conditions, I think it looks very washed out. But when you're playing sort of dawn and dusk services, I think the lighting is beautiful in this game. Josh Phillips says, yes, that livery is on 323211. I believe I'm correct in saying that the 323s on the Glossop line are going to be going soon as well. So I might need to kind of get myself up to Manchester and have a little ride on that before they go. Right, so I am driving purely on the track monitor. I've got my objective markers turned off. So I've got to remember to keep looking up here for me little blue dots because that is my station. Although looking at that, I'm not supposed to stop until 4 Oaks, which is in 4.8 miles. So, yeah, maybe not. Okay, let's just keep going. Ben Davis, what do you think of the new West Somerset Railway steam train timetable coming? So, Ben, the West Somerset is the only UK route I don't currently own. So, I'll be interested to get my hands on it, but I'm probably not going to see it before the update to it is released. So I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on that. I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I think from what I've heard from others, it's a lot of sort of very slow speed running. But yeah. So what station have we just gone through? Shenstone. There we go. I was under the impression the 323 on this line was going to ScotRail. Okay. Eastman as a Railway fan, how did I get this HUD? So this HUD is part of, if you're playing Train Sim World 4 and you've had the latest core update, you will get this HUD as part of that. Okay, so we're good for 60. We've got no speed restrictions coming up. We've got 3.5 miles to our station, which means we should play locomotive location livery.
Post your numbers now for locomotive livery location.
Let me know if that sound effect's too loud. I've tweaked all of these. So we're going to play locomotive location livery location, whatever that man said. Post your numbers now between 1 and 25 in the chat. If you've not seen this before, you will soon get the hang of it. Eastman as a Railway fan, if you go through the settings, you should be able to enable it. It's called like the mini HUD or something like that. Right, we've got a 50 coming up. We're on a slight uphill. We'll keep a little bit of power in. Right, what do we reckon in? Wookie390, you are the third number on my screen with number 16.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
So here's how this is going to work, guys. I'm going to reveal box number 16. You've got 10 seconds to give me the locomotive livery and location of what you see underneath. Here we go. There's no right or wrong answers. Just let me know your thoughts. What do you reckon it could be?
Hey, real quick, how would you find the answer in all this data?
You get SAS Via.
That's Maya. Go up. Oh, here we go.
The quickest way from a billion points of data to a point of view. SAS Via.
The drone age has begun in the large-scale military online action game War Thunder. Experience completely new game.
There is one of these for everyone. Josh Phillips, every time I go through New Street on my way into work, I always see this livery. And we are speeding, gets a little bit of brake in there, down for that 50. First station 4 Oaks in 1.9 miles. What are we reckoning? Harun says looks like a 168. Laserjet says 319. GJ Barner says 700 at Gillingham. Tradesman from Berkshire says 168 Birmingham Snow Hill. Gareth Davis says Chiltern 168. Grape Juice says 319. Probably. I'm going to try and pay attention to my driving and deliver a good solid drive. Maybe. Planes across the UK, Merry Christmas from the North Pole. I do quite like it at Christmas when the stations, they sort of customise the displays a little bit, the destination displays, and put some funky things up there. Sort of like the last train of the night on South Eastern, they always put up like, the destination is the North Pole. 4 Oaks is still 1.2 miles, so we're not stopping here. Yeah, bit of a division on locomotive livery location. A few of you going for a 168, a couple of people going for a 319. Harron travelled on my first 68 back to Birmingham the other night. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I was lucky enough. I went to Worley a couple of weeks ago to the Model Railway exhibition, and on the way back we got an Uber from Birmingham to Stourbridge. Rode the Stourbridge Town Shuttle, which has got to be done because I've never done it. And then we come back on the Class 68 with the Mark IIIs. Absolutely beautiful. It's progress. Apparently the new stuff we've got is progress, but when you get on a Mark III with a loco behind it, it's just so comfortable. It's such a nice experience. What we've got now is not progress. Hey, Typical Nathan and 156 Andrew, hello, welcome. Right, we've got a 55 coming up. We are well and truly going too slow. We're already a minute late. It's a Dad Rail stream. It's mandatory to be running late. There's our 55, and we are now approaching 4 Oaks. One of the things I would most definitely want to see in this game, and I've said it so many times, is announcements. I think when you're coming into a station, having announcements playing would add to that immersion so much. Right, we are a free car train. We are looking for the free car stop marker, which is just there. Free on the free, doors on the left hand side. Typical Nathan, we are playing 2 Romeo 17 Lichfield City Station to Redditch. And we are of course in the Centro livery class 323. Ready Chris Chili Hill, how does this game run on PlayStation 5? I can't answer that, unfortunately. I'm playing on PC. If anyone in the chat plays on PlayStation 5 and you can answer Chris's question, how does it play on a PlayStation 5? Love the sounds on this train. Yeah, Haroon, we did as well. We sat directly behind the loco. If you're going to go on loco haulage, you've got to sit near the loco. It's the first time I've had a 68 for haulage as well. They are beasts. Right, we are off to Sutton Coldfield in 0.9 miles, 55 mile an hour speed limit. Yeah, 156 free car in the middle of rush hour. And we have just had a AWS for 35. We've just got a 45 coming up. There's the 45. And we're on a downhill gradient, so we'll just let that coast around the corner. So we do have 91 of you lovely people watching at the moment. We are going for 20,000 subscribers at the end of today's stream, so if you haven't already, please do hit that like button, consider subscribing, that would be amazing. We're just a couple of subs off, which is an absolutely superb achievement. It's got a little bit foggy. And there's our 35. We are breaking down perfectly for that. Harun, I can tell you in just a second. I have a picture of it. I will endeavour to look that up. Now approaching Sutton Coldfield, we are a free car train looking for the free car mark. Absolutely creeping about. See, this is one of the things about not having route knowledge. You need to know those braking points in order to be able to drive efficiently, get your stopping point, your braking points right, and be able to drive to time. If you don't know your braking points and don't understand sort of the full braking capacity of your train, then you tend to be doing what I'm doing now, which is driving really, really slowly and losing far too much time. We're a free car train. We are in the free car mark. The doors are on the left-hand side. Haroon, I can tell you. Let me have a little look on my phone. Because first 68 for haulage. I had to take a picture. 68013 was the one I had. Night night, Sammy. Not yet. Okay. Lock doors. We are off.
Ready to take your business to the next stage? Businesses that grow. Grow with Shopify.
This game, you're not ready for it.
And we're off to Wild Green, which is 1.3 miles away. We are good for 35 miles an hour. So, because the speed limit's only 35, there's no point in us taking full power. We just sort of take power notch 2 or 3 there. I have just been told in the chat, SJA, Formula 47, Chinook, Josh Phillips, we have reached the fantastic achievement of 20,000 subscribers. That is like, yay! that is a nice Christmas present. Thank you so much, everybody. That is a very, very nice Christmas present. We'll have a quick look over in the Discord server. A few people posting over there. Joshua R. Thames Tunnel Hidden London Tour. I really want to do that. And Gareth is posting tea and biscuits. 156 Andrew, thank you very, very much. Very generous of you. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. Let's go back to the game. If you want to join our Discord server, guys, you can do. There is an invitation link in the description below. 0.8 miles to Wild Green. We've got no speed restrictions coming up. in real life, I really enjoy driving in foggy conditions. It's a real test of your route knowledge. We don't slow down in the fog. You'd still be driving along at line speed. So approaching this station here, I'd still be doing 60 miles an hour, looking out for my regular braking point. You can have it so you literally can't see anything in front of your face. It is a real test of your route knowledge. It's interesting. There's a station along here somewhere. Wild Green, there we go. Free car train, free car mark. I am definitely driving far too slow. I've been driving the Pacer far too much lately, that's the problem. The awesome Just Trains Pacer. And we're free on the free. We shall absolutely take that. Tea and Biscuits, locomotive location livery. Your wish is my command.
Post your numbers now for locomotive livery location.
Get those numbers in. Roy Michael Taylor, good evening from Derbyshire. Hope your day has been good. Mine has. We've been over to... My little Sammy in the background there. We've been over to Eastbourne today doing a bit of Christmas shopping. Went out for some lunch. It was absolutely lovely. And tomorrow I've got to go and drive real trains. I'm on de-icing trains tomorrow. I'm on de-icing standby, so that means go to the yard and wait for someone to phone me and tell me to go out de-icing. However, because the temperature's still quite mild down here in the south, I very, very much doubt that we're actually going to end up doing any de-icing. So it'll probably be a day of shunting in the yard and maybe a few mince pies as well. Right, we are off to Chester Road in 0.7 miles. Locomotive delivery location. Third one on my screen is Leo Low with number 17. Let's play.
Let's play locomotive livery location.
So you haven't seen this game before, guys. I'm going to give you box number 17. You've got 10 seconds to give me the locomotive livery and location. Hannah Scott has become a member. Thank you very much, Hannah. Let me know your thoughts on what that could be, guys. 10 seconds. As we approach Chester Road. Well, as we shoot through. No, that's not the station. The bridge proper threw me there. That is the station there. Haroon, Dadrow, do you just drive engineering trains or do you operate freight services too? So, freight services, engineering trains. Basically, anything that can be hauled by a class 66, 69, 57, I can drive it effectively. So, yeah, at the moment we're doing de-icing. We've just been doing railhead treatment train services throughout the leaf fall. Yeah, I could be doing heavy freight trains. I could be, if I was lucky enough, I might be doing a charter train. That tends to be on seniority though, so I've got a long way to go before I get to drive those. But yeah, no, absolutely, we do a bit of everything. Formula 47, 168 at Marylebone, Chiltern. Tea and Biscuits, 390 at Great Yarmouth. A 390 at Great... Do they go to Great Yarmouth? Yeah, SJA, 57s are quite quiet, reasonably quiet in the cab. I really like driving 57s off to Erdington Platform 2. I really like driving 57s, but I would describe them as very polite locomotives. They're not particularly loud and they're not particularly thrashy. They're just polite. Where's the AWS in the 323? driving it like we stole it now. We are a 3-car train looking for the 3-car mark. We've got an S-car mark on the end of the platform, which is just as well because the way I'm driving it, we need the whole platform to stop. Come back to brake step 1 for the final stop, which just makes it a little bit smoother for the passengers. Formula 47, can you haul 390s in 57s? Wait, did we do that on we did do that on a stream. The day I signed Class 57s in real life, we done a the Northern Princess Productions put together a Train Sim Classic scenario where we left Preston and went up to somewhere in a 57 light engine, picked up a 390, and if you remember rightly, I was supposed to stop at stations on the way back with the 390 and I forgot and went fast to Preston. Yeah, the AWS cancellation is there. It's also the Q key. If you want to enable it, the safety system to turn it on is one of these there. Yeah, AWS. Right, we're off to Gravelly Hill in 1 mile. 60 mile an hour speed restriction still. Getting these station stops a little bit better now. Yeah, Hannah, are you certain of your stopping pattern? It's so easy. If you've driven the same train or the same service all week and then you suddenly get put on a different service, it's so easy to become complacent with your stopping pattern. Like I did earlier, I assumed all trains on the Cross City line stopped absolutely everywhere, which is why I nearly stopped at a station I shouldn't have stopped at. And it's so easy to do. If you've stopped at that station every day that week and then on Friday it doesn't stop there, you know, you've almost led yourself into a false sense of security. So the chances are you might end up stopping there. Stopping at a station when you're not supposed to is not such a big problem, but the other way around, when you're supposed to stop somewhere and you don't, that is most definitely team biscuits with the manager. I'm hoping these platforms are nice and long because I am straight past the 3-car mark. We're identifying as a 6-car train for the purpose of this. We will get a pretty poor score with this one. Let's jump out and have a flyby shot as we pull out the station. We haven't done one of those for a little while.
Rest easy with our choice of rooms. Only available at premierinn.com.
Skull Shave, the power of a smooth, clean shave in the palm of your hand. Its blades conform perfectly to your head to ensure no nicks or cuts. All this in a smoothly shaven head in just 90 seconds. Be smooth with the Pitbull Skull Shave.
There's not much station dwell time on this. You are literally in and then straight back out again. Let's go. Yeah, Grape Juice, you're absolutely right. AWS's automatic warning system. The weather's not getting any better either, is it? Probably start snowing soon. Aston 0.8 miles, 50 mile an hour speed limit. .6 miles to Aston. Right, we've got an AWS warning. What am I cancelling my AWS for? A 20 mile an hour advanced speed warning board. That is going to be before Aston as well, so. Formula 47, it doesn't appear that it does, but if there's only one unit in the fleet that's got this livery on it, so I think that's kind of the look they've gone with. So we'll see as we go along, but yeah, quite possibly you're going to be the only train on the network driving this livery. But I've not. This is the first time other than to load it up and do the thumbnail for the video. This is the first time I have driven this route with this livery. So we'll see what happens as we go along. We've got that 20 coming up, so we'll drop the speed down a little bit more. There we go. As we approach Ashton. He's right behind me. He can come and wave if he wants to. So I realised that had absolutely no context to it. Jack sucks at life shorts. Come and wave at the camera, Tommy. This is Tommy. This is one of the other sons.
Hello.
You all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Network Panda, thank you very much. Emily Jane, the costume queen. It's fantastic. I'm rather chuffed with that, I must say. Hannah Scott, I like your thinking. If you get things wrong, you can blame the second man, even if he is a bear. Does that show from the outside? It does. That is so cool. I am definitely here for that. That is cool. You can also do it with the tail lamp as well. There's a tail lamp under the seat which we can place on the windscreen, which is pretty cool. Right, we are 1.1 mile from Duddeston. Good for 30. East Midlands Railway fan says hello, Tommy. It's Dad Rail. Welcome to my house. This is my family. Come on in. We're going with that narrative now. Northern Princess Productions, double adverts for me. I really don't like the way YouTube is handling their adverts now. I've got the adverts set to the minimum I can, which is once every 30 minutes. But some people seem to get them more regularly than that. So if you are getting them more regularly than that, I do apologise. Victoria Chadwick has become a member. Hello, Victoria. Welcome to the Davro Train Crew. If you haven't already, Victoria, as well, don't forget to join our Discord server. That goes for everyone else as well, and you'll find an invitation link to that in the description below. East Midlands Railway fan. My eldest, believe it or not, is 18, and he's upstairs. I might see if he'll buy me a kebab later because... it's a proper family stream. This is my eldest. We'll have to get you on the stream driving a train one day.
Yeah, we'll just keep on
it. It's easy, isn't it? It's easy.
Well, look, I want to keep it, yeah.
Oh. Right, we're at Duddeston.
Is this it?
This is it. They're all here. I've got Tommy, Sammy here as well. Oh. This is why we don't have visitors in the driving cab in real life. Where's my stop car mark gone? It was 40 yards ago. Are you going to buy me a kebab later? I did buy you dinner earlier on, and I paid for your girlfriend's dinner. I got you a present for Christmas as well. Dear. Anyway, back to the stream. Rick Ashtray, good evening all and chat. Rick Ashtray, you have one of the most legendary usernames on YouTube. Never going to give you up, never going to run around. All of that sort of stuff. I tell you what we'll do. Actually, we shall. We're off to Birmingham New Street, 1.4 miles. Let's get the opinion of young Tommy, who's standing next to me. You play a lot of computer games, don't you, Tommy? You play a lot of Roblox, Fortnite. You're a bit of a Fortnite expert. Now, is this not the coolest thing you've ever seen in a computer game? Come and look at the screen. Yep. Bend down a bit so you can see on camera. Right. You see, this is my train. This is my cab.
No,
Okay. We'll go a little bit slower. Okay. This is not going to work very well. Okay. Watch this. I can put a teddy bear on the dashboard of the train. How cool is that?
Would you like a medal?
And if we go to the outside view, there's me and there's my teddy bear.
You like your teddy bear, Dad?
Tell me that isn't cool. Tell me that isn't cool.
That isn't cool. Tell me to say it.
I do like quirky little features like that. Gregory, Alan, Richard, please tell Tommy the British Ace did a Fortnite stream. We done a Fortnite stream on the channel a little while ago, only it was actually Tommy playing. I mean, he came like second. The first, like, we played Fortnite live on the channel and he came second. But I was trolling everyone because everyone thought I was playing it and it was my first time and I didn't know what I was doing. And Tommy was sitting just off camera. That video is on the channel somewhere. We should do it again sometime.
No, he didn't. He wasn't popular at all.
Juck Sats at Live Short says, hi Tommy, it's Mason.
Yeah.
Formula 47, I think we have a dad route, sons and mum competition to see which one of the family is best at driving trains. Yes. That has to be a thing. That has to be a thing. I risk losing miserably, but that has to be a thing. Eastman is Railway fan, your kids are crazy. Take after me. Jack, there's trains in Fortnite now. If there are, is that a train? Ah, well, if two yellows coming into New Street, if there are trains in Fortnite, it now falls within the remit of Dad Rail because it runs on rails. Two yellows going into platform 12. I told you it was going to start snowing. As soon as you get to Birmingham, it starts snowing. Speed limit's going to drop to 15 and then 10 through the station. And we are a free car train looking for the free car mark. Formula 47 still waiting for the City Skylines 2 stream. Yeah, that needs to happen as well. I'm getting quite into City Skylines 2. I've wasted too much time in it. What a game that is. And there's our 10 coming into the platform. Artie, you told me you never wanted to be reminded of that fact. Ten does seem extremely slow. The only thing that gets me with this route is you come into New Street and it's completely empty and unoccupied, and it is one of the things that breaks the immersion a little bit, is the lack of rolling stock on some of the routes. I do understand why, and you sort of, as we get more and more variety, more and more rolling stock, hopefully they're going to layer things on. But yeah, the lack of variety in rolling stock at New Street is one of the turn-offs on this route for me. We've got one yellow on the mid-platform signal. Mid-platform signals that you see there on the left are a particular spad trap. Especially if you've got a long train where you need to pull down to the end of the platform. A mid-platform signal can be a big spad trap. And we've got red at the end of the platform, so we're setting our DRA. We're looking for the free car or S car stop marker. Doesn't look like we've got any stop car markers here at Birmingham New Street, so I am just going on the countdown marker. We'll go to the end of the platform. As long as we don't go past the red, I figure we'll be alright. So, brake step 3, DRA set and into neutral. Doors on the left-hand side. Signal has now cleared, so we can take the DRA off. And let's play a game.
Post your numbers now for locomotive livery location.
Jack, are there many local signal boxes on your routes, Richard? I've been told it's mostly controlled by rocks down there. Yeah, so a lot of the routes, sort of central London and stuff, are definitely rocks. However, on my local line, Hastings line, we have Hastings signal box, we have Bo Peep signal box, we have Robertsbridge signal box, and we have Tunbridge signal box, which are all small independent signal boxes. So yeah, we're quite fortunate in that respect down where I am. Probably shouldn't blow the horn in New Street Station. I don't think that's particularly advisable. Right, we've got a green, we've got a G, we have got locomotive location livery. We've got the third number on my screen, which is Harun. Let's play.
Let's play locomotive livery location.
So here we go, guys. Going to give you box number 3, locomotive livery location, if you can, please. I think that's blown it wide open.
This is not a water bottle. It's an air-up bottle that flavors ordinary water through scent.
Let me know in the chat what you think that is. So in the new year, the stream is going to have a little bit of an overhaul. I'm going to be changing some of the screens, and as part of that, locomotive livery location is going to become a 6x6, well, probably a 7x7 grid. So the tiles are all going to be a little bit smaller, which is going to make it that little bit more challenging. It's a good concept, but I do feel sometimes it's a little bit easy. We're good for 15 now as we come around the corner. We're coming onto the bit of the line that I'm a little bit more familiar with now, thanks to my days in Open BVE, but only familiar in the opposite direction, because one of the quirks of Open BVE was you could only drive routes in one direction. Lee RN, good evening, hello. Formula 47, what's the advice with horns in station for passenger drivers? There's no rule book requirement to sound horns in stations. Unless there's a whistle board or you see people on the track. But there is a really nice clause in the rulebook that says the driver may sound the horn whenever they deem it necessary. So, yeah. We quote that one quite a lot. Quite a lot. Right, we're in the 20. We are good for 40. Oh, I think that has definitely blown it wide open. That has definitely blown it wide open. You've just made Jill from Wolverhampton drop her Costa from sounding the horn, says Jack. Didn't know I had it in me, Jack. Right, we're climbing up towards Five Ways. No, Artie, absolutely not. We're not retiring locomotive location livery. I just want to make it a little bit more challenging. We did try doing it in like a YouTube Shorts and TikTok format as well, but it didn't go down very well doing that. But I might explore that again. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go for like a 6x6 or 7x7 grid. It takes an age to program it all in to get it all to work on the Stream Deck. But I think it's worth doing, having smaller tiles on there. Five Ways in the snow. Free car train. Looking for the free car mark. The platforms here are all heated, which is why they have no snow on them, of course. Free on the free, doors on the left. Southeastern Train Channel. Does this 323 not have a partially operational GSMR? It absolutely does. But the way the GSMR works, it's funky. It kind of turns itself off when it shouldn't do. Yeah, it hasn't made all the right noises and stuff. That I did register it at the start of the journey. So yeah, that is something they do need to look into.
Welcome to the remote radio test unit. Please leave your message after the tone.
This is an NRN radio test call.
So we are good for 40. We are going around to university. This is snowy now. We should see if we get a little bit of lower decent happening. We got a nice kick up on the wheels. Formula 47, I hate the random gaps in the snow under tunnels and bridges rather than a slow gradient. We should only be doing 40, then up to 50, so I am speeding. I think, generally speaking, the snow effects on this are pretty decent. I think they've done a reasonably good job on it. Can you put a bear in the back and have a double bear? That sounds like that's something we have to try. East Midlands Railway fan, no WSP action. Yeah, in real life driving in the snow, you don't really get a great deal of WSP driving in the snow. Driving with leaves on the line is a far bigger problem than snow. Your biggest problem with snow and ice really is it compacting and freezing up the brake rigging, which when you've got a modern multiple unit with disc brakes, it's not such a problem. But on freight trains, it most definitely is. Driver of 2 Romeo 17, currently on the approach to University Station. This is Birmingham signaller. Please stop sounding your horn at stations driver. You're giving everyone a heart attack. Or we could get one of these. At a station, try double bear for the external camera. We will do that. So before we put the brakes in for University Station, I'm having a little bit of a running brake test further out. Just checking the brakes are working properly, checking the adhesion conditions as well. Wiper control off. Okay, I need to play around with my wipers and try and get them working. Where's my stop car mark? S car mark at the end there, there we go. And normally you want your stop car mark in the drop light window there. If your stop car mark's within the drop light on the side, that normally is pretty good. Let's have windscreen wipers intermittent 2. Right, let's very, very quickly go into neutral. So, and if you're leaving the cab, you should always set the DRA. One of the occasions the DRA should be set is when entering or leaving a driving cab. We can pretend we've had a PASCOM alarm or something like that.
The drone age has begun in the large-scale military online action game War Thunder. Experience completely new gameplay by piloting recon and strike drones to hunt down your enemies from the skies. Also arriving is the iconic Su-25.
We have a bear in the back. Does that replace the one in the front though? That is the question. Okay, we've got a green light so we can take the DRA off. Let's get those doors closed. No, the one in the front is still there. Awesome. we are off. So I'm going to pull away in power notch 2 in the snow rather than power notch 4. And once the train's got moving, we've got up to about 10 miles an hour, I'll give it power notch 4. Just to make sure we got no wheel slip going on. It's all behaving. We are off to Selly Oak is our next station stop. Artie, we have a bear in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to apologise for the slight delay to this service. This is due to your driver placing a bear in the back of the train. Rick Ashtray, I know you put a disclaimer about your views being your own, but have you had any trouble from operators? Not particularly, no. I don't... with the jokes about Lumo excluded on the last stream, I never really say anything derogatory or anything like that, and I kind of stay away from controversy a little bit. So yeah, I've not really had any problems from employers or other operators or anything like that. This is really bad driving coming into here. And we're going straight into emergency. If in doubt, chuck the lot in. Wow. The game is still telling me to unlock doors. Okay. Yeah, no, the brakes definitely didn't work as intended there. That definitely didn't work very well. See, what I've done here by opening the doors is I've made the platform overshoot in itself is not really a safety issue. I mean, they can say you're not driving appropriately, that's perfectly acceptable, and you would be tea and biscuits with a manager. But by overshooting the platform and then opening the doors so passengers can get out onto the track, that then becomes a major safety of the line incident. Yeah, Formula 47 again should have done me running brake test. Absolutely should have done me running brake test. Are there no sanders? I'm not sure if the sanding on this is automatic or not. Sander pressed. Oh, there we go. We've got a sanding button there. Most modern units, when you're under braking conditions, do have auto sanding. Yeah, exactly that, Artie. Now you've had the operational incident. Yeah, overshooting the platform, especially in these conditions. I mean, I was coming in a bit hard. I wasn't driving appropriately for the conditions. Fair play. Wouldn't be too much of a big deal. But having opened the doors, that's it. That's game over. W4LT rape report pending, definitely. Yeah, Formula 47 on the traction that I previously drove, so class 375s, 377s, the auto sanders only worked in notch 2 or above. So have a little bit of a running brake test there. Brakes do seem to be working a little bit better. And we have 2 flashing yellows, which is for the junction at Kings Norton, I believe. Yeah, Formula 47, if you did have stock with SDO on it, that would be one of your options, would be to only release the doors that were on the platform. We are now approaching Bourneville. Chocolate. Sorry, my son's looking at me funny. Bourneville, the station we are arriving at, is where Cadbury's World is. You can have as much chocolate as you like. Notch 3 locked up and the wheels just slid. We should have wheel flats on this unit now. It should be going bang, 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 bang. That is more or less free on the free. Doors on the left. We're only running a couple of minutes late as well. This route, the timings on it are pretty tight at the best of times. Jason Hawkins, can you not back up so all the doors are on the platform? It depends on the signaller, Jason. So I think there's a distance limit on it as well. I think if the overrun's more than 150 metres, I need to get my rule book out and double check that because I don't drive passenger trains anymore. Artie, you might be able to remember it. Is it 150 metres possibly? Or it might be 300 metres. But yeah, but simply backing up wouldn't be an option. But if the signaller gave you authority, you could change ends, go into the other cab and then drive the train back into the platform. But you'd need authority from the signaller to do that. On a line like this, which is pretty busy, the chances of you getting permission to set back are going to be really, really slim. They're going to tell you to continue to the next station and the passengers can just catch a train back. Yeah, it's going to be really, really unlikely to be authorised to do that. Okay, last signal was 2 flashing yellows. Starting away from a platform that doesn't have a starting signal is always a risk. There is our 1 flashing yellow, 0.8 miles to Kings Norton. Formula 47, what is the reverse gear for? So on a multiple unit, I mean there are times in operation when you may have cause to drive the train backwards, driving from other than the leading cab, that's known as, in very specific circumstances, such as certain shunt moves. Okay, we've got banner repeater to the left, as expected. Such as certain shunt moves in authorised locations. The biggest use you're really going to get out of it is when attaching trains. Or detaching trains, I should say. You put the train in reverse, hold the uncouple button, and then pull them apart. Or after you've attached them and you want to do a pull-away test, that's generally the most usage you're going to get out of the reverse. 30 round the corner into Kings Norton. I've got a little man next to me who's taking an interest in what's going on. He's living his best life. And we are a 3-car train for the 3-car mark. Green at the end of the platform. Artie says, did Mum Rao bring you biscuits with that tea? No, she didn't. No. She should have done. We are 3 on the 3. Doors on the left.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business, so you can sell it online. Take it in person. And go big, like a million orders big. Whatever the stage, businesses that grow with Shopify.
Skull Shaver, the power of a smooth, clean shave in the palm of your hand. The Pitbull Skull Shaver has a battery life of 90...
We have 3 biscuits. So when we had the storms a little while ago, they sent us out to do route proving trains early in the morning, and as part of the route proving trains we took a chainsaw gang with us, so if we come across any trees they can chop them up and get the line clear. So I had 3 fellas in my cab, but there was only 2 of them. Definitely are. Southeastern Train Channel, what are the flashing signals for? I've seen some on the Southeastern High Speed near Newington. So, flashing signals indicate... Hello, Sammy. Flashing signals indicate to you as a driver that you're going to be taking the highest speed diverging route at the next junction. So, basically it's advanced route indication. However, if it's 2 flashing yellows, you still treat it as 2 flashing yellows. So the signalling sequence you would expect would be 2 flashing yellows, 1 flashing yellow, 1 static yellow of a junction indicator, and then you'd expect the next signal to be red. Northfield, 0.8 miles, 2 yellows. A little bit of a running brake test. So during snow and ice conditions, we should be having a running brake test every 3 to 5 minutes. With 50% braking and observing a 10-mile-an-hour reduction in the train speed. On a service and a line like this, we're probably not going to get 3 to 5 minutes between station stops. It's not going to be a problem. But long distance and high speed, it definitely would. I'm having my tea and biscuits. It's a digestive. And we have slowed down now as well, because like I said, we're running under cautionary signals. I've just noticed on the adjacent platform we have a 6-car set with a Centro livery and a West Midlands livery. Hey Lana, welcome to Dabrow, new subscriber, great to have you here. We are now 3 on the S. And the doors on the left. There it goes, our A-car set. Formula 47, the East Coast mainline flashing signals. So on the East Coast mainline, you've got flashing greens. They are not used anymore. The idea was the flashing greens authorised the driver to travel at 140 miles an hour on that section. That was an experiment when the Class 91s came out. I believe it was the 91s. It authorised them to travel at 140, but ultimately it was put in as part of a trial, and although they are still there and they are still flash, the drivers just treat them as greens. They don't actually mean anything extra these days. Okay, so we are starting away. Oh, my biscuit's gone soggy. That's a fail. So we're starting on 1 yellow. We have a big risk here, which is known as a soy spad. Start on yellow spad. It's really easy to pull away from the station in full power, forget what your signal aspect is, come around the corner, and then you've had a spad. It's quite a common cause of spads. So I'm pulling away in power notch 2. So the company I previously worked for, if you started away from a single yellow, it was a maximum of power notch 2. That was the company driving policy. And it's something they would be checking on downloads as well, to make sure you were obeying that. .45 warning, we are still red ahead. So it'd be very easy, because we're travelling at quite a low speed, your perception of risk tends to drop. So it'd be very easy now, we could have a passenger alarm go off, the GSMR radio could come to life. So if GSMR radio come to life now and the signal will try to contact us, you know, there's potential for us to answer that, and then you're falling into the spad trap. So many things can happen. Tradesman from Berkshire, the DARIB, Dad Row Accident Investigation Board, will be run by the Discords. Do you know what? I am very tempted, for a little bit of fun, I am very tempted to make that a thing. Just for a little bit of fun. Every time we have incidents in the stream, we could have the DRAB channel. Red ahead, this is very bad driving. Coming in against that red signal there, I was going way too fast. Especially in these conditions. Yeah, a tradesman from Berkshire, I like that idea.
Pour moi, l'allure, c'est aussi un vécu, une manière de vivre fièrement, un peu à côté de la société.
Longbridge, the MG Rover plant used to be here. We are free on the free, unlocked doors. Jack, they'd be overworked, Richard. The worst thing that's happened on tonight's stream was my biscuit got soggy. Right, we are green. We've got the position 4 route indicator. This is going to take us through that nice 20-mile-an-hour crossover. Artie, I've had a signal cleared for me to single yellow, then took the route. Then as I passed the signal had called. Let's just say I did not pick up. My driving instructor was not happy. I'm assuming you mean your driving instructor wasn't happy by the fact that the signaller called you, Artie. I believe in the rule book now, signallers are not supposed to call drivers unless it's urgent. They're supposed to send the contact signaller message, so you call them back at your convenience. I could be wrong about that. We might have to ask Hazels or some of the other signallers, or Dan from the Discord server. But I believe signallers are supposed to send you the contact signaller message on the GSMR. They're not supposed to call you unless it's an emergency or very urgent. We're on greens, we're good for 90. This is the only bit of the Cross City where we get some speed up. Yeah, completely understandable, RT. I completely understand why your DI wouldn't be happy with that. There we go, Jack has confirmed. Yes, signallers can't contact drivers whilst the train is moving unless it's a wreck or emergency call. Hey, Kieran Penny, hello, how are we doing? Last signal was green, good for 90, 1.8 miles to our next station. I think we can turn that wiper off as well now, the snow seems to have stopped. Crazy Dash, how are we doing? Two yellows. Because of the inclement conditions, I'm going to immediately start to slow the train down. Act as me running brake tests as well then. Make sure we're melting any snow that's in the brake rigging. Because again, although the snow has stopped, the snow that's on the ground is being disturbed by the passage of trains, so that can still kick up and get compacted within the brake rigging. Formula 47, remember this on BVE. I was saying that earlier, Formula 47, but only in the opposite direction. And we've got one yellow, which means we are red ahead. Let's bring that train speed down a little bit more. And we've got the red up in the distance. I've got the signal mod installed on here, and the signals really do pop out quite nicely. Lana, hi, how are we doing? I think this is the first Dabrow live stream I've had tea and biscuits for real. It's the 20,000 subscriber one. We had real tea and biscuits. Now this signal is what we call, or what we don't call, approach controlled. So as far as we're concerned as drivers, there are no such thing as approach control signals. They don't exist. I will tell my trainee drivers, if we are coming up to an approach control signal, I will tell my trainee drivers, I can't tell you the signal's approach controlled, because there's no such thing as approach controlled signals. But if there was such a thing as an approach controlled signal, this is what it would look like. And the reason we are told as drivers that there's no such thing as an approach controlled signal is because you should never, ever, ever expect a signal to clear. A signal is red until it clears. You should never expect it to clear. The idea of approach control signals, as you can see at the moment, the line speed's 90. We've been given a position 1 junction indicator, which is going to take us around a 15-mile-an-hour bend. If we come hurtling up to that signal, and all the signals all the way through were green, and then we come up to that one with a junction indicator, we've got to get from 90 to 15 to get around that bend. It's not going to happen. So they'll use what are called, or what are not called, approach controlled signals. And the idea is to slow you down. It forces you to slow down for the red signal. Once you've slowed down sufficiently, the signal will clear around the corner. But you should never, ever, ever assume the signal's going to clear. A signal is red until it clears. Always assume it's going to stay red. It's a big trap in a lot of places, because there are signals that I have approached 100 times, and every time I've approached them, they've cleared. And then there'll be that one day when you're running a little bit late and you're pushing it a little bit, and you come around the corner a little bit faster than you normally would because you're trying to make up time because that signal's cleared 100 times previously, and you come around the corner and it doesn't clear. You know, and stuff like that does happen. So, as drivers, we are told to treat every red signal as a red signal, and approach control signals do not exist. Okay, we're looking for the free car stop mark, which is just about there. If I can get that in the drop light, we're doing well. There is a little bit of judgment because the pillar on the left-hand side, you do lose... No, stop! You do lose a little bit of the platform view. So there is a little bit of guesswork and a little bit of judgment going on there. Jack, is that a distance signal? There's 2 on the signalling school panel that always remain yellow on the approach to a junction. Stop at location Alvechurch. I haven't locked my doors yet. What's going on here? Okay, that's interesting. I think it wants me to go. No, a distance signal's a little bit different, Jack. A distance signal can't show a red aspect. So a distance signal can only show a yellow or a green, or in some cases 2 yellows. Creeping round the corner, heading up to Alvechurch. I am of course going to mention the legendary signaller and driver conversation at Alvechurch. If you are over the age of 18, go and check that out. That is legendary on YouTube. Hey, Chip Bastian, welcome to Dad Round. New subscriber, great to have you here. JGH Prague, how is your game? How is it your game is not stuttering at all, especially live streaming? Yeah, solid 60 FPS at the moment. I think my frames are actually capped at 60 FPS. Depends what you play it on, though. I don't tend to get... I do get a little bit stuttering on some routes, but generally speaking, it's pretty good. Anakin, can a speed of a 4'6" gauge railway exceed 100 miles an hour? I've no idea. Yeah, Jack, incredible bit of comms. That video is... Hey, where's all the viewers gone? Someone can post a link in the Discord server if they want to. Post it in the live stream chat. If you haven't seen that, it's worth checking out. Right, Alvechurch is in 0.9 miles. We're good for 40. Let's get it going. Not 50. Yeah, Chip Bastian. Funnily, when we went through Birmingham New Street earlier on, I said exactly that. Without the additional layers on there, there's no pendos or anything in there. It does just seem a little bit underwhelming. Is that warning for me, Artie, or the chat? There's no danger of me doing it. All for church. We are free for the free. Alex, how long did it take for me to train to become a passenger driver? About a year actual training. However, I'd been on the railway for about 4 years, 3-4 years before I became a mainline driver, and I was already working as a depot driver, a shunt driver, so I already had sort of a fair bit of experience before I went mainline. But yeah, it takes around between a year and 18 months, depending on who you're working for. No problem, Marty. We're keeping it family friendly and PC. Although the last stream on the Antelope Valley, it was a little bit close to the mark. Jack, there's the infamous bridge. I'm not going to say any more than that, Jack.
Rest easy with that tasty breakfast. Only available at premierinn.com.
RT is bigger than me. Formula 47, will we be doing anything after this route or calling it a day? Do you know what? I was going to call it a day, but there's 110 of you lovely people still watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm quite tempted, depending on what everyone wants to do, I'm quite tempted to jump on the middle of mainline and have a little spin up there. Because there's been quite a few improvements and bits and bobs to that, and I haven't looked at it yet, so I am quite tempted to have a little go up the middle of mainline. Okay, we've got a 60 coming up. Let's drop a little bit of brake in. There we go, we've gone down too far. Trace Wolf Bosch, Midland Mainline HST. I was tempted, I was thinking maybe the Rail Phoenix 37 would be quite nice, but we can do an HST run. Yeah, guys, Artie's done a little bit of work on Nightbot. You might see Nightbot is not quite so forceful anymore. Right, we've got a 50 coming up, which we are still good for. Might need a little bit of brake just to get down for that. 1.5 miles out of Redditch. Let's do, although I think most people have got this now, but let's do this again.
Post your numbers now for locomotive livery location.
Get those numbers in between 1 and 25. My vote is for the 37. British Ace did a petroleum run on the middle of the main line. Yeah, we did have a look at the TEA wagons at the end of the last stream. I was rather disappointed with the lack of braking performance on them. Okay, the third number on the screen is Pig and Bob with number 18, just coming down for this 30 mile an hour restriction. Don't want to be doing the TPWS, we are fine for that.
Let's play locomotive livery location.
I am going to give you box number 18. You've got 10 seconds for that locomotive livery and location, if you can. Although, to be fair, I think a lot of people have already got this one. Harun, to some extent, yes, but I thought it was excessive. That is a distance signal there. We've got a triangle on there indicating that is a distance signal. So we treat that as one yellow. That is a fixed distance because obviously it's a sign, so it can't be changed, but that is still classed as a signal. Yeah, but I mean, I drive heavy freight trains, and the braking performance on there, it was not nowhere near what it should have been. It was it was too bad. Hello, Sammy. I have a visitor again. Oh, we're still good for 30 at the moment. So yeah, so that fixed distance would be classed as 1 yellow, and then obviously our red would be the buffer stops at Redditch Station, which is just round the corner. JB Video, Chiltern Railways 168 London Marylebone, East Midlands Railway Phone 168 London Marylebone. RTU has increased the number of emojis allowed in one message. Cue the emoji spam. This is now going to happen. And we want to be aiming to do 15 miles an hour at the platform ramps. And then make sure we're doing no more than 10 over the TPWS loops, or it will be team biscuits for the manager. Incidentally, if you were to activate the TPWS overspeed loops approaching buffer stops at a terminal platform like this, that would be one situation where you're actually allowed to move the train without reporting it. I've just pressed the wrong button. I wanted A and not D. Yes, if you're coming towards buffer stops and you have a TPWS activation, you are allowed to reset that activation, wait for the 60-second timeout, and then proceed towards the buffer stops before reporting it. That's the only time you're allowed to go without reporting. Look at that, smack bang in the middle. Doors on the left. Okay, brake step 3. DR8 is set into neutral, and we want to put reds up, ready for the return journey. Everyone's starting with the emojis. We knew that was going to happen. Chip Bastian, in freight rail, are you allowed to have a radio or some kind of music player, or is it forbidden? Absolutely forbidden. I think we should be allowed, but yeah, it is not allowed. Alex, yes, I did want to be a train driver when I was a kid. Do you know when they say like this train is cancelled due to staff shortages?